area where you have fine lines because it accentuates it more. Another ager was dark lip liner. It really ages people, whether they're dark lip liner. It's awesome to wear dark lip liner if you've got dark lipstick. But wearing a lip liner that is more than one shade darker than your lip color is a big ager. It's a big everything. Anyway, too much eyeliner is also an ager. And wearing eyeliner in the waterline is also not only an ager, but it usually I have a daughter that has very big eyes, so it's hard to make her eyes look small. But it makes your eyes look smaller. And what are the 3 things that people see first? Eyes, teeth, and hands. Yeah. Thank you. Who said hair? Who just said something about hair? That's the other one. That's on number up at the top. One of the numbers that we missed. So a huge part of image is hair. And I'm just going to refer to an amazing national sales director named Gloria Mayfield Banks. And oh my gosh, if I could have recorded all the trainings that I saw of hers or watched. But one of the things that I think of her every time I hear her name is, honey, you better have a slamming haircut. Do you hear me? If somebody has not complimented your hair in the last 2 days, it's time to get a new hairstyle. So there you go. That's Gloria. So a slamming haircut, and that's the rule. If you haven't had someone compliment your hair in the last 2 days, then you need to go and get something redone because we're in the image business. And so even though we're not in the hair business, people will be attracted by from here to the floor and what you have on, even if it's not super special like we've just talked about.
One of the things my mom told me is to be careful on what kind of thing that you do with your hair, because when the person sees you, you don't want them to be so focused on your hair.
Right. It should be complimentary to your face. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, it shouldn't be all hair and nothing else. Okay. And then back to the agers. This is amazing. I hope I find it someday. We did eyeliner and lip. Oh, I don't know what number, how many we've figured out.
6. We're number 6 now.
One of them is mascara. And this is actually a public opinion, just because I study things like that, that you want, of course everybody's into long lashes, especially here in Utah. Is that a phenomenon or what? I'm blown away. I'm blown away, including my own daughter for a small time, until I helped her realize that as a student she should and could not afford that. But how many people have fake lashes? And I'm a person that has to use that lash serum every night because I must have some biological thing where my lashes fall out frequently. So it is very hard for me to get them long. Very jealous of people with long lashes. But wearing mascara appropriately and not having it too thick or too clumpy or too spidery, because those are usually things that make you age, instead of opening the eye in an appropriate way and making it look beautiful, attracting people to your eyes and not your mascara. Brows was another ager. Keeping brows in harmony with either your natural, like for instance, I have a toe-headed daughter and she has brown eyebrows from God, not from self-choice. And so usually I would say just make sure that your brows blend with your natural hair color and that they're full enough. And because I have a fetish about brows, that they're a good frame for your best picture. This is your best picture, and if you frame it, it is more attractive. And so a lot of us, like I have pretty good hair on this side and not so good hair on this side. But if you, even on my hairier eyebrow, filling it in with the help of an eyebrow pencil or the tint or something helps it be a more complete frame. Does that make sense? And on my less hairier eyebrow, I would die if I didn't have eyebrow help because I want it to not attract attention, that it's terribly different from the other one. Okay, I think that's all the agers that I knew about. Who has a couple other ideas to fill in? Because I don't remember what it was. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I know that smoking can age you.
That is huge. And that is a huge image thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
And in the last few years, you know, well, it's never, ever, ever appropriate for us as image consultants to smoke in front of people or to drink in front of people. You know, no matter what your beliefs or your natural habits are, don't do it when you are trying to do business with someone. No matter what kind of business you're in, might I say. But being in the image business is like, way up as far as, so it's a really good suggestion. Any others? Agers? Things that age you? Age us? Age anyone?
Stress.
Stress! Oh, Sherry, so true. Yeah, so, you know, do the things, that self-care, and so many, rest, talking to people, and being open with people, letting people know what's bothering you. Not necessarily your clients unless they're really good friends before, but doing, I mean, if I was really gonna be non-stress focused, I would sign myself for a massage every other day. But that's not gonna happen quite yet. But do the things that you know are good for you that help you relieve stress, because that is a huge part of image. And we wanna project happiness and attract people. And when you are always talking about your own problems, and you know, you're allowed to be real with people, but don't tell them everything because they don't really want to know. And they don't need it from you because you're there to lift them up. And I think I am done.
Okay, one more thing.
Yes.
Breath. Make sure.
Oh,
that you have
huge.
good
Breath. Yes. Yes. Breath is gigantic. And your own scent is huge. And so, you know, I think it goes without saying to bathe every day and to wear deodorant. But always wear fragrance. You know, unless you're visiting, you know, long lost Auntie Joan who is allergic to fragrance or something. Always wear fragrance because we're in that business as well. And that is an attractive, you know, attractive to people.
I have to go get
in
my
your
prescription and they close at
nose
9, so.
image.
So what about, they ask us not to do it in like work and stuff like that?
Then of course not. Yeah, it's not appropriate. If you've been asked not to,
Yeah.
then of course not.
But I usually don't do it in big crowds of people, but. So, yeah,
Depends on the crowd.
okay.
In some big crowds, you know, people, I mean, I'm all the time. I ask people all the time, oh, my hairdresser, he was bending over me, washing my hair, and I'm like, what cologne do you have on? You smell really good. And so I think it's appropriate.
Okay.
You know, you'll sell a lot more fragrance if you wear it. I mean, that's true of every product we have.
Well, there's a difference between wearing fragrance where you walk into the room and it's like,
Oh,
and
yes,
just
that's a good point.
subtly smelling
good
nice.
lady.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to compete with the person
And-
sitting next to you.
Right. And so, you know, smelling good and smelling good, because we are talking all the time to people, is really important. So, I do mints, I do gum, but I'm real careful if I am chewing gum. Like I was careful not to be chewing gum right now. You know, you don't want to chew gum while you're teaching, while you're doing anything kind of on the more formal, but you know, it's okay to chew gum and deliver a product order, but you know, not smacking. Fresh breath is more important than not chewing gum in my opinion, but mints are always a really good idea. Any others? Those were fantastic.
Let's give Lori a big round of applause.